All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Monday. Oh my God, am I right? Someone's got a case of the Mondays. Monday, April 7th, 2025. This is episode 850 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. And over the next hour, me, you, Marlon Johnson, Johnny Hoagie, Marcus Kyler of the E Crew, Alana Boyajian, as always, Elliot Matisse, Space Tacos and the GRC Mafia, Marcus Kyler in the Yeet Crew, Cam Godot, Mara Levy. We got the mod team in chat. Also, we got all the usual suspects. Casually Joseph's going to be here. Guys, we are all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. And I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of the stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders? Ultimately, what we're getting paid to do, right? It's not non-profit what we're doing.
Cash, homie.
It's what we're doing here. And, basically helping you be the best cybersecurity professional that you can be, sharing tips, tricks, techniques, skills, answering questions, all the things that practitioners do as lifelong learners and kind of live in that cyber lifestyle. Now, if you are looking to break into the industry and you're like, oh, this sounds like it's for active practitioners, I'll just see myself out. Don't go anywhere, my friend. Because a couple things. Number one, you're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This right here is a phenomenal answer to that question. And on top of it, the hashtag Team SC community, everybody that's in chat right now, you can see them all right above my head just pouring out. Code Brew, Lara Flores, Random Dubs, or Random X, Valentino, who's been manning the drum major position. The networking's phenomenal. The resources are phenomenal. So if you're a first timer, if you're looking to break into the industry, stay the course. It's, there's no easy button, okay? But doing the daily cyber threat brief is part of that experience. Now, I want you to know, first of all, I'm super excited to do the show. I love doing this show. Adam, today's your birthday, 25 months, and a happy birthday. Way to go, Adam. Nice job. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Guys, just love being part of the community, love showing up every day and putting in the work. But one thing I don't do is research or prep for any of the stories that are coming up. I literally don't know any of the stories. I saw one has somebody getting fired, the first story, but I didn't even catch who it was. So we've got some spicy ones coming out the rip. And it's going to be all about good times, okay? Now, before we get into it, do allow me, grant me the grace to say shout out and love to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring the show to you on the daily. So we're going to do that. When I come back, I'm going to explain to you how this show absolutely slaps, when it comes to CPEs and shout out some first timers. So I'll be in chat as this rolls. Be right back. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right, I also want to say shout out to Antisyphon training. Now, normally I would just play the video ad roll, but we've got special updates for everybody. Today is day one of a 4-day SOC core skills course. 4 days in a row, 4 hours a day, learning from a really, really great person who's both a great practitioner, but also a great human being. This guy right here, John Strand, over at Black Hills. You can certainly get in there right now. Pay what you can, meaning you can pay $0 and get this exceptional training. Dare I say SANS level training, at least from a former SANS instructor, for up to $0. I do believe that they've been streaming it on YouTube live simultaneously, so you might not even have to register. But the point is, if you are looking to break in, if you're looking to get some more free education, if you're looking just to reaffirm your existing skill set and you have the time, check this out. SOC Core Skills with John Strand. He does this about 3 times a year, so there you go. I just dropped it in chat. If you can make it go, even at a minimum, register for $0 and check in as you can, right? I mean, doesn't hurt to have it locked and loaded. I also want to say shout out to Barricade Cyber with their Fortify 365 solution that they're offering, right? Guys, let me ask you, is your Microsoft 365 environment secure? I use Microsoft 365. I think it's reasonably secure, but, I'm not sure. With business email compromise attacks on the rise, your entire operation could be at risk. Fortify 365 from Barricade Cyber Solutions is a banger of a defensive shield that you can put in place. Barricade Cyber's team of experts implements proven security standards to protect your business from cyber threats, also ensure compliance, and most importantly, safeguard your sensitive data. They've helped countless organizations strengthen their M365 defenses with tailored solutions that address real-world vulnerabilities. I can tell you for a fact, I've used Barricade Cyber to secure not my current M365 instance, but at a business that was slightly larger, that I wanted that extra level of support, and I had budget for it. Don't wait until after a breach to take action. Visit fortify365.com today to learn how you can secure your Microsoft 365 environment against tomorrow's threats. Thank you very much, Barricade Cyber. We're also going to talk about Flare Academy in a minute, but listen, I need this coffee like, a fish needs water right now, so just give me a second. It's okay. It's okay, coffee. It's not my favorite. Guys, I want you to know every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is an instructor-led webinar. So this is a half a CPE for those people trying to collect CPEs. Drop a hashtag TeamSC in chat, grab a screenshot. Once a year, count up the screenshots, divide by 2, and that's how many CPEs you got. Right now, we're currently working on a clear supported solution for ISACA certification CPEs. There may have changed some policies or something, but there's a little confusion on whether or not just the screenshot's sufficient for CPEs for ISACA. So we're getting to the bottom of that for all of you. Yeah, Phil Stafford, I really should. Guys, I got to tell you, like I love dark roast, and this is not a dark roast, but this is Blind Dog coffee from my friend Real Bilbo, and I wanted to try it. This is more of a medium roast, and I'm dark mode on all of my applications. I'm dark mode on my coffee as well, but I'm still willing to try. All right. All right, y'all. Hey, if today is your first episode, say what's up. Hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. Our first timers, we have a special sound effect. We have a special emote. We have an entire thing that we do for first timers. Why? Because we want you to know that we welcome you and we appreciate you checking out the community and potentially becoming part of the community. No pressure, no hard sales tactics, no email sequence about join the community, blah. All right, it's just all about good times up in here. And I love it. What's up, AA Witherspoon? All right, let me just do this final ad read, and then we're going to shred the top cyber news stories of the day. I'm pretty excited. I also can feel the coffee beginning to surge through my veins. Oh my God, I'm beginning to believe. I'm like I'm Neo in the Matrix when Morpheus is like, he's beginning to believe. I'm not ready to stop bullets yet, but I can feel the coffee coursing through my veins. Oh no, I'm not saying this is going to be crank level episode, but I am starting to all right, guys, have you ever wondered what separates the best cyber pros from everyone else? Well, I'm Jerry Auger, right? As some of you know from Simply Cyber, and I'll let you in on a secret. It's not just what you know, but who you learn it from, okay? That's why there's a lot of people making the same content, but some of it slaps and some of it doesn't, okay? I want to tell you about Flare Academy. This is new. This is from flare.io, the threat intelligence company that I love, okay? They've released educational learning. The Flare Academy gives you something incredibly valuable. It gives you direct access to active cybersecurity researchers through their exclusive Discord. Imagine getting your questions answered in real time by industry experts during post-event Q&A. So you could take the training, learn from them, and then immediately engage with them. It's basically the virtual equivalent of walking up to the stage when a speaker comes off stage and talking to them. They offer that capability. You can have a treasure trove of high-value training resources right at your fingertips. And it's not just really like another course. It's your backstage pass to cybersecurity kick buttness, okay? You can join the Flare Academy Discord community today. There's a link in the description of the show. I've joined myself. I really like Flare. I like what they're doing. You can see right here, flare.io/trainings. This, if you use this one, honestly, it's not going to give Simply Cyber credit. Like, Flare won't know that we sent you, but that's okay. It's all about getting the knowledge out there and getting the access. Thank you very much to Flare, and I appreciate them doing the Flare Academy. Look at this. Cybercrime forums, de-anonymizing threat actors. It's all threat intelligence related, dark web marketplace related, right? Obviously. So it's all about good times. All right, everybody. It's time to get to work. This coffee I basically have now gone from initial burners, like when the space shuttle goes off and before it's like left the platform, the smoke starts billowing out from the bottom. That's where I was when I started, but now thrusters have been activated. This coffee is activated. The ship is starting to rumble and slowly begin to leave the platform. We are off and running. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome way.
Headlines.
Let's go.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, April 7th, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Timothy Hogg fired from leadership of NSA and Cyber Command. As part of the many changes being made by the current administration, Air Force General Timothy Hogg has been removed from his position in these agencies just a little over a year into a traditionally 3-year term. Army Lieutenant General William Hartman, who had been second in command at Cyber Command, will assume leadership of both organizations in an acting capacity.
Hold on. All right. Laura, what? All right. So just again, I don't research or prep these shows. So, okay. So here's the deal. I don't want to say this shouldn't come as a surprise, but, there's a lot of people, Biden appointed this guy, Timothy Ho. Now he's a lieutenant. Is he a lieutenant general? Let me see. Jesus Christ. He's be my little, he's just a general. He's a 4-star general. Okay. Sorry. Be my little general is like the, mnemonic on how to remember which one it is. So it's brigadier general, major general, lieutenant general, and then general. This guy's a 4-star general. I think like there may be only a couple of these in all of the Air Force. But when new leadership comes in, sometimes they want to put their own people in place, right? This is not uncommon. What is odd is that, this was a 3-year stint. It was NSA and Cyber Command. And I can't remember the last time I saw someone like in this role just get straight up fired along with his deputy. So this is a complete leadership change of NSA and Cyber Command. I do like, from a business continuity perspective and a GRC mafia perspective, I do like that the second in command at the NSA Cyber Command moved into that initial position. I don't know if that's going to be a long-term position for that second deputy to take it over, but from a business continuity and a succession planning, I do enjoy that. This will be interesting to see. Definitely politics. I do believe, it's a 4-star general, clearly military, DOD, Air Force. But when you reach that level, you're not like commanding battles. You're very much a DC inside politician. Just you wear a uniform. Again, this is not a cyber. I mean, this is cyber-ish because it's NSA and Cyber Command. I don't like to talk politics. If I had to, all right. So Justin Gold's confirmed 38 4-star generals. Thank you very much. That's a lot more than I thought. If I had to guess here, guys, again, not being political, I just think that this is. I think the current administration has bucked the trend of tradition of like letting people finish their 3-year stints regardless of who appointed them, and fast tracking, putting in people who are philosophically aligned with their own ideals, right? So
WinRAR flaw bypasses Windows mark of the web security alerts. This vulnerability, which exists in the
Funky Monk, hilarious. You may be familiar with Hawktua. Funky Monk shares with us Hawktua.
WinRAR file archiver solution could be exploited to bypass the mark of the web security warning. This issue has a CVE number and affects all WinRAR versions except the most recent release, currently 7.11. Using this exploit, an attacker could execute arbitrary code by using a specially crafted symbolic link called a symlink, which can be created on Windows, but only with administrator permissions. This issue has been fixed in the latest WinRAR release.
All right, so a couple things. One, if you're running, he said WinRAR. He said WinRAR. Like that's how Steve referred to this. I don't know if this is like GIF and GIF or not, but like I've always called this WinRAR. Always. I've never heard anyone. I've never said WinRAR. It's WinRAR as far as I'm concerned. Let me know. Let me know in chat if you say WinRAR. But this thing's been around forever. You can see the classic logo or icon for it. Basically, update your stuff, guys. You got to patch it. You got to patch it. Right, simple. Also, guys, like Mark of the Web, not to be confused with Mark of the Beast. Right, Mark of the Web, it basically, when you download something from the internet and you go to run it, it's like, whoa. You sure you want to do that there, Slappy? So it's more of a warning than it is anything else. How many end users? How many end users do we know? How many end users have we lived with where, the literal pop-up could pop up and say, this is malware, do not install. And they're just like, click, 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 click. Right? I mean, it's like, it's like watching a geriatric at a slot machine, just like, you know what I mean? Like, just like totally asleep at the wheel, hitting the button. So Mark of the Web, great little additional piece of security control. But I don't really see it, whatever. Patch your WinRAR. Also, I'm more of a 7-zip guy myself. Yeah, Casually Joseph says end users shouldn't be using WinRAR anyways. There's that. Joseph says that, but at the same time, sometimes you have like, Carl who likes to dabble. They kind of like do day trading in crypto and also consider themselves a power user because they've like installed Linux at one point. So, hey, I want to say shout out to some first timers. We got Bernard Richards in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Bernard Richard. Welcome to the party. We got Double Barrel Fold, my man, Double Barrel Fold, and Sean Kirkland over at LinkedIn. Let's go. Welcome to the party, guys.
Researcher creates fake passport using ChatGPT.
Ugh.
A GenAI story with a clear cybersecurity angle, Polish researcher Boris Muzielak used ChatGPT 4.0 to generate a fake passport in 5 minutes, suggesting that the document is, quote, realistic enough to bypass automated know-your-customer checks, end quote. Musielak emphasized, quote, the growing risk of mass identity theft for purposes such as fraudulent credit applications or the creation of fictitious accounts, enabling malicious actors to mount broad attacks on banking, cryptocurrency, and other financial infrastructures, end quote. Just 16 hours after his announcement, ChatGPT modified its prompt rules to no longer generate fake passwords.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, first of all, just on its surface, this is cool, okay? I'm not saying I like it. Obviously I'm low-key, scared is not the right word, but I told you guys, not that this was like an original hot take or anything like this. A lot of people had the same take, but I told you guys back a year ago, maybe, with AI, you got to just ride the lightning. You cannot stick your head in the sand. You got to ride the lightning here because this is going to get really, really chaotic soon. We're not even talking Gen AI, we're not talking sentient AI. We're just talking about the capability getting more and more useful for, basically misinformation, disinformation. And here we go with this new ChatGPT, I think it's 4.0 or whatever. The image creations are out of control. And this is it right here. Now, obviously on passports, where's my passport? With passports, there's a lot. I got mine right here. Whoops, shit. Whoops, sorry about that. A bunch of stickers just fell out. I just got my passport renewed because I thought I was going to go to Romania. There's a lot of physical security controls in this thing that you can't use Gen AI to. Oh my god. Fraudulently address. So it's images only, but as they mentioned on Know Your Customer for a lot of these financial platforms, right? So you're going to stand up an account on Coinbase so you can rob Jay Crypto's wallet and then cash out that 1/8 of a Bitcoin he's got. Well, Coinbase isn't going to let you export money unless you follow the prompts and share your identity and stuff. This is how that could happen, right? So definitely see a lot of threat actors doing this. Even if ChatGPT changes the way that you can do passports, there's other use cases. I saw another one just really quickly. I saw another one on, I think, Twitter or Instagram or something. A guy in Australia had a legit dinner receipt generated and he even told ChatGPT to make it look like it was crumpled up so it was in his pocket. And it looked like a steakhouse, a receipt for a steakhouse with 2 steaks, 2 beers, and, tip and gratuity. And there was restaurant name, phone number, address, all that. I mean, it looked like a legit receipt. And he's like, this is perfect. I'm just going to submit this to my finance office as a fundable expense and get the money back. So there's a lot of opportunity here. I was definitely not going to show the inside of my passport. There's definitely a lot of opportunity for just fraud. As always, what I would say, definitely worth a spin around the moon, if you will. And if Kimberly can fix it, is in chat and can remind me of the one that's cost less money. I love this book. Okay? I'm not going to lie. I low-key love this book. Okay? I have an earlier edition. But this book right here basically shows you every single way that you can commit fraud, like financial fraud. This is not cybersecurity related. It's financial fraud related. Now, you might be like, why is it your favorite, Jerry? Here's the reason, okay? And you can see here, fraud and how to rob people and businesses has been around since business has been around, which is very, very long time, right? This org chart right here basically shows you every way to commit fraud. And a lot of times, the fraud is perpetrated through believable documentation. It's not always social engineering. It's social engineering with fraudulent documents. It's not being able to talk slick and fake people. It's like fake invoices, fake vendor information, fake identity, fake receipts, like all sorts of fake stuff. And this book, this taxonomy, shows you every single possible way, because like at this point, you can come up with a new way of doing an old favorite, but a lot of like new ways to commit fraud aren't coming out. They're really well defined at this point, and that's why they're able to have this rich taxonomy. So I think it would be worth going through this again with this mindset in place and see how many ways you could not commit fraud. Okay, this isn't Threat Actor Academy. I'm not suggesting we
get this book and commit massive fraud with ChatGPT.
Flaming donkey style. What I am saying is arm yourself with information, realize how fraud's being committed, and then think about how you could use this type of stuff. Like, dude, this Polish researcher is made a, not mainstream news, but worldwide news. We're talking about it here right now. So you yourself, depending on if you want to make a big splash, if you were to look through those fraud different techniques and then identify a way to use ChatGPT to create something, we might be talking about it, right? Everybody might be talking about it. Just saying. I don't have a lot of time to do all this type of research myself, but I'm telling you, that's a banger of an idea if you want to spend, 4 hours thinking through it.
North Korea deploys beaver tail malware.
Hold on, Kia Ora Bruise and Hack says it's not quite low key if I'm talking about it. Yeah, I know, but I will say it is a textbook. It's an academic textbook, but it's so good. It's like every way to commit fraud has like legit real life happened case studies. Cause there's the American Fraud Examiners community. Jim Lund's part of that. And they all submit in like fraud that they've identified. And then they capture it. It's awesome. I might go read it today, honestly.
Where via NPM packages. This North Korean group is the same one involved with the ongoing contagious interview campaign and is now using the NPM ecosystem to deliver the beaver tail malware along with a new remote access Trojan loader. According to researchers at Socket Security, quote, these latest samples employ hexadecimal string encoding to evade automated detection systems and manual code audits, signaling a variation in the threat actor's obfuscation techniques, end quote. This is part of an ongoing attack seeking to infiltrate developer systems under the guise of a job interview process.
All right, here we go. First of all, love the simplicity of this graphic. I love visual communication. This is perfect. All right, so I'm kind of confused. Like they're infecting NPM packages with this beaver tail malware, which is a remote access Trojan, okay? But which is also a remote access tool in this case. And they're doing EDR evasion by basically converting the code into hexadecimal, which is just a simple encoding and then decoding on the box itself. Obfuscation technique, okay? I'm trying to figure out how this maps to the fake job interviews. Hold on 1 second. Dude, I mean, whatever. North Korea, man, I get it. I get it, North Korea. This is probably effective, okay? This is probably effective, but at the same time, dude, like, way to go around your elbow to get to your butthole. Like, they are literally infecting NPM packages with malicious code and then setting up fake jobs and then getting candidates to apply, then telling the candidates to go solve a technical challenge that involves pulling down that NPM package. Just give them a piece of malware and tell them that's the challenge. Like, why are you overcomplicating this, North Korea? Like, I get it, but what are we doing here? Like, oh, if we just send them malware, they'll know. But if we put this like Rube Goldberg machine together, they'll never know. Like, it's so stupid. And then on top of it, you're going to get tons of spurious hits where random people download those NPM packages and get infected themselves. So then what do you like? You're like separating the wheat from the chaff there, where you're like, oh, like we got all this extra noise on our, check it into our C2 because a bunch of people downloaded it that are not our target candidates for job interviews. So whatever. At the end of the day, just please tell your IT counterparts, listen, I get it that you might be secretly doing job interviews for other companies because, you know, whatever, like Janet in HR is really bothering you, or like Todd over in networking is got it out for you. So you want to get out of this toxic work environment. That's fine. But just be careful what you download, okay? I don't want to say don't trust anyone, but like, dude, if they have you doing technical challenges and running code on your machine, be aware this is happening. I'm not telling you not to go find a new job. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just saying, first of all, I don't want you to get infected on a work machine and make it my problem. Second of all, honestly, I'd rather you not infect yourself. I'm an equal opportunity guy. Cybersecurity for everyone. Sean Sailors, yeah, is that what it takes to get an interview? Hey, we'd love to bring you on, but first we're going to need you to install malware on your computer. Are you for the company or not? Like,
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Nudge Security. What do identity risks, data security risks, and third-party risks all have in common? They are all made much worse by SaaS sprawl. Nudge Security helps you mitigate these risks by delivering an inventory of every SaaS account ever created by anyone in your organization within minutes of starting a free trial. But discovery is just the first step. With Nudge, you can automate ongoing governance tasks like security posture checks, user access reviews, employee offboarding, and more. Visit nudgesecurity.com/headlines to start a free trial. That is NUDGE security.com/headlines.
All right, guys, holla. We're at the mid-roll already, if you can believe it. This show flies, guys. I want to say shout out and thank you to all of you, Space Taco, Zemif, Tech Grunt, Priceless Pancake, Funky Monk, anyone who's either old enough or young enough because it's come back into vogue about going around your elbow to get to your butthole. It's actually phrased quite differently, but this is a family-friendly show, so we're thinking of the youngs here. Gotta tell you, Space Tacos, I am hungry, and even the emote of the pancakes makes me hungry. Guys, shout out to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, Delete Me, Antisyphon, Threat Locker, Flare. So much going on. I love it, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to bring this to you guys every single morning. Guys, we got a special segment every single day of the week, and Mondays is the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. Every single day, we do something fun, and on Mondays, I love recognizing one member of the community. Just A, because I want you to know I see you. 2, I want you all to know all the great stuff that people in our community are doing. And today's, and this is a sponsored segment sponsored by Threat Locker, which means that the community member of the week gets a cash prize, either in the form of Amazon gift cards or Simply Cyber merch, $100 Amazon gift card, or like it usually works out to like $125, $130 worth of Simply Cyber gear, just like this sweet t-shirt hoodie I'm wearing right now. Guys, Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week is presented by Threat Locker. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity. Simply Cyber takes a village approach to community building. So thank you, Threat Locker, and thank you to this week's Simply Cyber community member, Cyber Quixote, right here. Eric G, guys, this guy right here, Cyber Quixote. If you don't know him, He's a regular in the Simply Cyber community, and over the weekend, I'm in Discord looking around. Someone new jumps in, is asking some questions. Cyber Quixote right on top of it. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Go check this out. Answering questions. People have technical questions. He's dropping knowledge bombs on that. I just really appreciate Eric, and I want you all to know about him. So if you see him in chat, it's Cyber Quixote, Quixote. Eric, I'll ping you on DMs and we'll get you sorted out with your prize or your award. And I just want to say thank you. All right, guys, let's get ready to do our la-la-las. I think Alpha Sierra's still got another couple days before she's back. So Valentino, if you could be the drum major, and everybody follow along. You know the words. Starts with L, ends with A, and you say it a bunch of times. La 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 la. Let's go. Such a good song. I'm gonna refuel the fuel here. All right, guys, let's slide back in. Finish strong, shall we?
Port of Seattle says 90,000 people impacted in last year's ransomware attack. Following up on a story we covered last fall, the organization now says about 90,000 people had information accessed by the ransomware hackers who breached the systems of the Port of Seattle last August. The organization runs at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, along with some parks, container terminals, and more. The data accessed includes some basic PII for employees and contractors. Port officials said on Friday it holds, quote, very little information about airport or maritime passengers, and systems processing payments were not affected, end quote.
All right.
U.S.
So, this was big splashy news. SeaTac got hit. Seattle had a rough time there. It was like within 2 weeks, two major things got hit. Port of Seattle and then the SeaTac airport. Port of Seattle, 90,000 people impacted. As gross as it is, it's unfortunately normalized that 90,000 is kind of like a light day in the threat actor space. And they said it's, what sucks is they're like, oh, don't worry, customers of SeaTac and the parks and stuff don't need to worry because it was only employees, contractors, and parking data. So if you worked there, your name, date of birth, social, driver's license, ID cards, medical information was stolen. But if you're a customer there, if you're someone who spends money, straight cash, homie, don't worry about it. You're good. Not a problem. So, here we go. Yeah, so basically, it doesn't matter that it was only employees. So, it's an interesting spin of SeaTac or Port of Seattle to, kind of, manage the spin of the PR. But still, 90,000 people's information got compromised. It's not much of a story. At a minimum, I guess you could use this. GRC Mafia people could use this because this is... how you, when we say respond, okay? When we say respond in cybersecurity, typically we're talking about active incident, threat actors in your environment, data's being exfilled, you're seeing beaconing, whatever, and you're responding, you're quarantining, you're eradicating, you're recovering to known good system, and then you're done. Well, lessons learned if you're got your crap together, and then you're done. That's what response typically is thought of. But if you step back at a more macro level, and if you're a GRC Mafia, which, by the way, shout out to the GRC Mafia. I'm sipping out of that today with the Study GRC crew and the Simply Cyber crew. Right? if you're talking about response at the macro level, you have to handle notifications, PR spin, reputational damage management, and this is what it looks like. So, if everybody like closes up the war room and wipes their hands feeling like job well done, I got another thing coming for you, bud. You've still got some work to do. That's the name of the game. Welcome to cybersecurity. It's it's like basically constantly walking uphill. So if you're looking for a bit of a case study on handling kind of PR and what to say, how to say it, this is a pretty decent one. I mean, this is basically a crap sandwich. It's still going to taste awful. But as far as like doing it, effectively, almost like kind of a textbook way of doing it, this is it right here. So
Australian and Canadian agencies warn of fast flux ransomware scheme. According to an advisory published on Thursday by government cybersecurity agencies from all three of these countries, cybercriminals and nation-state actors, especially from Russia, are increasing the use of this technique called fast flux to rapidly change the domain name system DNS records associated with a single domain name. This helps hide the location of malicious servers that are used often as command and control home bases for malware. It also makes individual computers in a botnet harder to find and block. Although this technique has been around for many years, a number of darknet hosting services are now advertising this service more than they used to.
All right. So fast flux, which by the way, not going to lie, so if you're a first timer here, I know there's a lot of first timers in chat. So you might, we're just getting to know each other. We're kind of in the courting phase, but I just got to tell you, for those who are long-termer and know me, I do like a good marketing angle. Like when a vulnerability gets a logo, that's good. I love a good infographic. And then this fast flux, dude, that's a cool term. Like, I like that. So fast flux is not a new technique, okay? And it's basically, essentially, it's rapidly changing DNS records, right? You can use like domain-generated algorithm domain names to like quickly spin up, and then updating the DNS records. You got to remember, a DNS, or really quick, DNS is basically taking a domain name that you and I know, like fortify365.com or simplycyber.io, and using C records in DNS to point to the IP address of the not physical, but the actual server behind it, because computers talk in IP addresses and humans talk in words, and the DNS is that translator. Fast flux allows wicked fast changing and like, instead of going in and like updating the records over and over again, fast flux is doing it, which allows threat actors to essentially move quick and out-thwart hackers. Because, out-thwart security operations. Because think about it this way. If I find out about a malicious domain, I'm going to add it to my block list. And then when Carl in accounting goes there, it's going to sinkhole it, or it's going to, send you to some splash page that says, hey, listen, this is a malicious website. You're not allowed to go here. So the threat actors are going to, basically change that to get around you knowing what the domain name is. So that's why they're using it. Again, it's been around for a while. Why it's in the news now is because essentially dodgy ISP providers are now offering it essentially as like a service. So if you're a threat actor and you're looking to like basically improve your chances of not having your infrastructure taken down, yes, you get bulletproof hosting, but now you can have fast flux as a service and not worry about it. So it's like,
come on down to Malicious ISP, where we have the fastest fast flux in all the land. Right.
So now it's a business offering. Okay, so whatever. Threat actors, they're people too, and they're trying to do cybercrime as effectively as possible, just like we are trying to do security operations and defensive as best as possible. We use all the tools in our toolbox. Threat actors use all the tools in their toolbox.
Maximum severity RCE flaw discovered in Apache Parquet. This flaw impacts all versions of Apache Parquet up to and including 1.15.0. Apache Parquet is an open-source columnar storage format designed for efficient data processing. It is used by big data platforms like Hadoop, AWS, Amazon, Google, and Azure cloud services, as well as some large companies like Netflix, Uber, Airbnb, and LinkedIn. The issue stems from, quote, the deserialization of untrusted data that could allow attackers with specially crafted Parquet files to gain control of target systems, exfiltrate or modify data, disrupt services, or introduce dangerous payloads such as ransomware, end quote. It should be noted, however, that to exploit this flaw, the threat actors must convince someone to import a specially crafted Parquet file. Australia.
All right. So this one is definitely, this is one of those ones where it's really bad, but it's also super, I wouldn't say narrow, but like there's a subset of, this isn't Windows, like a Windows operating system. I've never heard of Apache Parquet before, but it doesn't surprise me. I don't work in big data. If you are working in big data, okay, so where would this be? Big tech companies and academic research companies, potentially healthcare research, pharmaceutical, where they're running AI, where they're running massive data sets, okay? That's where you would probably see this. This is a maximum severity remote code execution. However, you need someone to import some type of specially crafted file into the Parquet. That is your choke point, right? So, guys, I know you red teamers roll your eyes when I talk about end user awareness training. And what's that going to do, Jerry? Well, if the way to exploit this is to get someone on the inside to install something, maybe if they knew that this was happening and not to import random files from random people, or at least have their like shields up, maybe it won't happen. I like it. Obviously, you should be keeping these things up to date. You gotta patch it. You gotta patch it. But the one thing that jumps out here to me is something that's like ultra important to note is that this Apache Parquet is kind of a tool that interfaces with big data. So for a threat actor that's either going to ransomware your files or exfil your files, this is where the files are. This is where the data is, right? So this isn't like this isn't WinRAR, right? Going back earlier to the first story. The second story. This isn't exploiting WinRAR in order to get on a box and then escalate privileges and then move laterally and then use Bloodhound to find the crown jewels and then get in there and then escalate privileges. You're not doing like 75 moves. This isn't, Hugh Jackman in the movie Swordfish where you've got 9 monitors and you're trying to assemble some type of visual Rubik's Cube called Super Hydra or whatever. This is literally like step 1. Get someone to install this. Step 2, you're already at the crown jewels. Okay, so and probably the functionality to export. This is why the Move It Progress software was such a bad one. And there was another data essentially backup solution that got exploited. That's why it was so bad, is because the functionality and the data are both right there for the threat actor. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I would speak to your researchers. I don't know how easy it is to scan and find Parquet in your environment. Another thing, right? You can scan with a vulnerability scanner or an asset finder. If this is bundled into a software solution, you may not know it's there, okay? It's not like you get like a software bill of materials when you run a scanner, okay? So watch out for that.
In pension funds hit by a wave of credential stuffing attacks. This is being described as a massive wave, according to the Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia, which is the country's advocacy body for the superannuation industry. Its representatives state, quote, a number of members were affected, even though the majority of the attempts were repelled, end quote. According to Reuters, over 20,000 accounts were breached in this wave of attacks, with some individual members reportedly losing some of their savings.
All right. Every time I see this. Okay, be cool. Be cool. Every time I see this, do you know what this says? I'll give you a hint. This says no MFA. A credential stuffing attack isn't successful of unauthorized access if, wait for it, you have a second form of authentication. The password works, and then you're challenged for a 6-digit code, clicking on something, inserting a YubiKey, taking a phone call, responding to an email, thumbprint, face recognition, anything. Why are financially related accounts that have to do with people's money,
straight cash, homie,
especially pensions, dude? We're talking about people who are basically in the back nine of their life, who don't want to work anymore, who put in the work so they could retire or like live a little easier when their body's breaking down or their mind's breaking down, and they don't need to worry about that. Why is something so vital not behind MFA? What am I, eating crazy pills? It's 2025. What are we doing here? Like, if this wasn't my workstation, I wish I had a folding table that I could just set up there, and whenever this happens, I could walk over and just flip it. What are we, like, Jesus? All right, so hey, credential stuffing, guess what? If you reuse your passwords across systems, you can fall victim to this. If you don't use MFA on your accounts, you can fall victim to this. If your passwords suck, you will fall victim to this. What? This should not be working in 2025. We have the solutions to prevent this from being successful. The Australian Pension Fund did nothing wrong except not requiring MFA of their users. Their users had crappy passwords that got compromised and off and running. Now, let's see what happened to the money. Just because you log into someone's account or a pension fund, you still have to move the money out, right? So usually there's checks in place. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get notified when money moves around in my retirement accounts, okay? It's just a notification, but guess what? I'm expecting those notifications. I don't do day trading or any of that stuff. Some of you have probably heard the hilarious story of when I tried to be a trader and manage my money in the stock market myself. Spoiler, like the TLDR, I lost like $3,000 in like an afternoon and decided maybe it's not for me. In my defense, I invested in Fannie Mae on the day that in 2008 when like the stock market collapsed. So I literally chose like a black swan event and put money in the stupidest possible place. So anyways, someone had to get the money out. Suspicious activity, yep. Hold on. So the good news is, I do want to give some love and some praise to this Australian pension fund. They said that they saw 600 different members' accounts get logged into, and they took immediate action to lock the accounts. So it sounds like maybe a number of members were affected, unfortunately. Okay, so this is good. So some personal information was lost. No one lost any money. Okay, so thank you. At least there's detection controls in process. Prevention controls in place. What I will say, just so you know, okay, 600 people got their accounts logged into, or 8,000, whatever it is, and no money was moved. However, if I was a cyber criminal, what I would do is take the information that I just got in there, and I would call, using that information, I would call the victims, okay? again, this is not me being super big brain Mensa. This is just like what everybody would think about. But just think about this for a second, and then knowledge is power. So you can take this information and weaponize it. What I would do is I would immediately take all that information, call the victim and say,
"Hello, my name is Bob, and I'm calling from the Australian pension fund that just got hacked. I'm here to help you. Allow me to help you make sure that none of your money got compromised. Now let's execute where I attack you," right?
So basically, it's super common for a threat actor to pretend to be somebody who's helping you with the attack that you just suffered, and they just execute the attack on you right there, either getting you to install a remote access solution, getting you to move money, getting you to like click on a link, whatever it is. So you have a heightened chance of falling victim to a follow-up attack because they have the information and they know that you're kind of in a vulnerable state because you just did this. So they're expecting a call. It would be relevant to them. They would know. So just be mindful, okay? Just be mindful, all right? Yeah, Bob's voice is frightening. Okay, hold on, Space Tacos.
Hello, welcome. I'm calling from the Australian Pension Fund, and I'm here to help you with your recent cyber attack.
All right, that'll be my threat actor trying to be a good guy voice, I guess. I got 5 voices. I don't know. I don't mess with them too much.
Remember to check out our...
All right, guys, guess what? It's that time. We did it. Nice speed run, everybody. All right, guys, I do want to say shout out and thank you. Don't go anywhere because we got Jawjackin. It's a 30-minute Ask Me Anything. Essentially, if you have questions that you want answers to, I can't respond to DMs one-on-one because I don't have time, but I do have time to do 30 minutes every day as kind of a community. Another thing is, like, a lot of the questions I get are the same questions. So by asking in a public forum, I'm able to help as many people who have that question, even some people who are a bit shy and don't want to ask the question, they're getting help. And because I don't know everything, spoiler alert, there's a lot of great people in chat. So even if I don't know the answer, because we're doing it in this community forum, you will get answers. And that's the best part. That's Jawjacking. Also want to let everybody know, can you believe it? Wade Wells and Josh Mason's Simply Defensive Season 3 is premiering today. These guys have been straight crushing it. Just really, really great talks, technical deep dives on the defensive side of things. Wade Wells, Josh Mason, Simply Defensive, Season 3, Episode 1. We're going to be talking about building effective cyber defense teams today at 9:30. So we're going to go ahead and raid that together. I'll drop a link in chat. Hold on one second. Simply Defensive, Season 3, Episode 1. Boink. Paw packing. All right, guys. All right, I'm Jerry from, I'm Dr. Gerald Auger from Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I want to thank all of you for being here. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be doing some jawjacking. But if you got to go, take care. Thanks for being here. And until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. Hey, what's up? You first timers, welcome to the party. My name is Jerry Guy. And this is Jawjacking. Now, some of you might be coming over from the Daily Cyber Threat Brief hosted by Dr. Gerald Auger, that nerd. Oh my God. Nerd. Talk about WinRAR. Oh, calm down, Jerry, with your GRC. We're good with that. Seriously, though, this is a very, think of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief and Jawjacking as a mullet. A mullet haircut. Daily Cyber Threat Brief is business up front. Jawjacking is the party in the rear. We're all about good times here. Drop your questions in chat with a Q, and myself or mod team will grab it, and we'll get you going. First question out the gate, Maurice Martin, will the SOC Antisyphon be recorded? Potentially. I am not, I don't work at Antisyphon, Maurice, but I will tell you that they have been doing it on YouTube and then leaving it as available for replay. So let me see if Kathy Chambers is here. No. Is Zach Hill here? No. Is Daniel Lowry here? No. I don't see I don't see anyone from the Antisyphon training in chat. So Maurice, I think the answer is yes, but I cannot give confidence on that one. If one of the mods can like ping Antisyphon people and find out, remember the here's again a link to the Antisyphon training. It's today at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the next 4 days. You could take it for $0. Okay, I'm telling you, if you even have an inkling of availability, it's worth registering. Here's something I always tell people, okay? If you're like, I don't know, just take the first step. Just register. You don't have to go, right? You can register and then not go. But if you don't register, you're definitely not going to go. I'm a huge fan of momentum, okay? Don't think of it as like, oh my God, I don't have time to take a 16-hour course. Just take a baby step. Move in the direction. Register. Then, hey, you know what? It's 11 a.m. I got nothing to do. I got a call at 1 p.m. I'll just check this out. Then you check it out. Okay, I see you, John Strand. And then maybe you get the call at 1, and then you're like, this is actually pretty good. So then you move your scheduler around so tomorrow you can attend some of it. Just move forward, okay? Love myself. Some Antisyphon training. All right, another question coming in from Rex. Settle our debate. If you were born in the early 80s, would you want to admit being a millennial? So you know what? I gotta tell you, I was born in 79, late 79. And I always thought Gen X sounded so like uncool, but I don't know. I have kind of I don't want to say a bad taste, but millennials kind of get a bad rap. So if I had to identify with one, I guess I say Gen X. I don't know. Just millennial has kind of a bad connotation. I don't want to throw shade at millennials. You guys are getting better, or we're getting better. I don't know. I think we're all in the same wagon because we're looking at Gen Alpha with their little tiny lapel mics held up to their face, and we're like, you guys are cooked. Okay, really quickly, my man Justin Golden chat dropped this link. Whoops, hold on. That's not the right link. How do I... Frick. Hold on one second. Here, you can do... This is on YouTube. So even if you don't want to register, you can do it on YouTube. There you go. Get some of that. Marcus Kyler says 79's firmly Gen X. Thank you. I will say, you know, I don't know why. This is an unbelievable deep cut. This is an unbelievable deep cut, okay? I even have to like come up with a creative, yeah, it was called The Young Ones. This is such a deep cut. British sitcom called The Young Ones. Like, this is what I think of when I think of like Gen X, okay? Do you guys, did anyone ever see this? I mean, this is like such a unbelievable deep cut. To me, this was Gen X. This was peak Gen X. All right. That's your deep cut of the day. All right. Let me go back to answering people's questions here. Maurice Martin says he signed up and he's afraid he'll miss something due to interviews. Maurice, just, you know, do the best you can. I mean, that's all you can do. I wouldn't get sweaty about like, oh, I need to be there for every single moment. I mean, you can get caught up, of course. John does a really good job of making the course modular. The training is SOC core skills, RJ12, SOC core skills. You basically learn, I think this is the one where you learn like 12 different kind of defensive skills. It's a nice course. All right. Angular's still in bed. Okay. All right. 85 is not early 80s. I would agree with that. Habibe says, Jerry, can you talk about the Noob Village Josh Mason started? Okay, so Josh Mason got approved. Josh Mason has been trying to do Noob Village for like 3 years. He finally got it accepted as an official village at DEF CON this year. Josh has been working his butt off, and there is a lot. I'm going to be speaking at Noob Village. He's got. See, here's the thing. I don't want to reveal anything because it's Josh's place to like do the spoilers and stuff. I do know that I'm speaking there, and I feel confident sharing that. But Josh has got a lot of great things lined up. This is it right here. If you go to noobvillage.org, there's tons of information in here. There is a Discord server where a lot of the conversations are happening. I would recommend going to noobvillage.org to check it out. If you're looking to break in or you're looking to help, right? So here's the thing. This is true in cybersecurity. There's a lot of people looking to break in. There's also a lot of people who have been around the block a few times and want to help people. Some people start a YouTube channel and freak out, like me. Some people just want to help and kind of like be part of it. Noob Village is going to be all of that. It's really great. Excuse me. All right, I'm continuing to look at chat. 81's officially millennial. Yeah. I feel like I'm a cusper. Port Zero says we survived a latchkey, hose water, and no helmets. Exactly, Port Zero. You know, sometimes I think back to like my youth and I'm just stunned. Like I remember riding my bike to the arcade. Like I had to ride it across a highway. I was like 9. And like I did it a lot. And I would like throw my bike. There was like bushes kind of on the side of the building. I would just like throw my bike in the bushes and that was like securing it. And then I would just like rip through my paper route money playing Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. What else we got? Valentino knows the young ones. That's right. Let's see. Roswell UK knows the young ones. I mean, that's like right in his backyard. Carrie's got a birthday coming up. Pretty good. All right. Wade Wells says, if young ones is Gen X, the in-betweeners is millennials. Thank you for that, Wade. Also, Wade, congratulations on season 3. Great to see you guys coming back for another season. Let's see. Continuing to look. All right, Jesse Johnson's in chat. My man Jesse Johnson slaying it, the Cosmic Cowboy, volunteering at Noob Village. Love myself some Jesse Johnson. I'm getting like less Jesse Johnson in my life because he's like slaying work now too. But Jesse, great to see you. Wishing you all the best, my friend. Oh my God, is it just me or did Jerry just inhale like he had just taken a pull off a spliff? Let's see. Luke Canfield says he feels displaced with Gen Y. Didn't have a cable or regular internet until he was 17. Nokia was 70. Oh my God, just making that. I just got lightheaded from doing that breathe-in thing for lulls. Angular says that Justin Gold, you sir are a bum. Ah! Okay. Here we go. Stones fan, my friend Robert, out in the Phoenix area. Love myself some Robert. After the NIST CSF course, what job should I be searching for? Well, with NIST CSF, I mean, you'd want to be going into GRC related roles because that's really where you're going to be cooking. If you wanted to, Stones fan, you could like SOC analyst, but you'd have to. Here's the thing: if you just take the CSF course, I feel like that's more aligned with GRC related work, right? Like understanding risk and how to build a program and like what are all the moving parts and stuff. SOC analyst does have a lot of entry-level roles, and while the CSF doesn't directly align to anything you would do in a SOC, I would argue that it gives you better grounding and understanding how the person in the SOC, like the cog in the SOC, right? Like you're a little cog in a big machine, how that machine looks and how the SOC work plays into the overall picture and why you can't have all the things, right? And so, but for me, for my money, CSF, I would be looking at GRC, kind of like general security analyst, probably at, I would say like a mid-sized organization, you know, like maybe 1,000 employees, you know, annual revenue doesn't matter. You're not going to be rolling out CSF at startups. Tech startups don't really want, small businesses and tech startups don't want information security programs. They'll tell you they want them, but in reality, they don't want that. They just want, give us high risk reduction controls that we can tolerate, like MFA, patching, awareness training, those type of things. You're not going to really roll out a CSF. Now, I've worked at startups. I tried to roll out CSFs. You know, it's like peeing in the wind, right? It comes back and you don't like it. Oh my God, yeah, Stand By Me. Great movie. You know what's another deep cut that is in that same vein is The Explorers. You guys, if you're looking to, I want to watch this movie with my kids this weekend. I might do that. 1985 film, The Explorers. Here's the thing. I try to watch these movies with my kids, and they're like, oh, the special effects kind of suck, Dad. Like, we're not really interested. This movie, this is a young River Phoenix, okay? Dude, this was like, this was a good time for movies. Ethan Hawke. Dude, come on now. This movie's super cool. They build like a space machine, a space shuttle in their backyard out of parts. Really, it's sci-fi. It also is very inspiring. That's another deep cut for everybody. Exactly. Marcus Kyler, you were on your own until dark. Dude, we've gotten to the point with the 13-year-old in my house where, like, literally he's allowed to run around until the lights come on. And, like, multiple times, I feel like such an old man. Multiple times I've opened my front door and just yell, like, literally, I don't even see my son. I just open the front door and yell my son's name and then close the front door, and then he shows up like 10 minutes later. Let's see what else we got here. Fleetus is ready for season 3. That's cool. So am I. Let's see. For the CP issue, could you have a dedicated Discord channel that posts the cert daily? Yeah, so Jacob Smoot, I appreciate it. It's not, the thing is, coming up with the certificate of attendance is fine. It's more like, well, I guess you wouldn't have to register. I don't know. ISACA seems to want you to have some type of registration. I don't know. We're working on it. Nick Barker's on it. Yeah. King of Fighters was fine. Original Tekken was good. I was still young. Like, I remember, I feel like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter 2 came out first. I was playing, like, some of the early, riding my bike to the arcade, was playing Rampage. Because it was, like, one of the machines that had, like, 3 consoles and a big screen, so it was kind of cool. Also, 720. You guys remember 720? It was like the skateboard game where the controller was different. Skateboarding and being like aggressive skateboarding was kind of cool. Anti-establishment back in like the mid-80s. All right. Elliot Matisse's first phone was from Radio Shack. You youngs need to Google Radio Shack and learn what's up. Sean Saylor says, does Amazon or Google cert if you have a CISSP? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's not really a question, or I don't understand the question. What else you got? Oh, here we go. Double Barrel Fold, who is a first-timer.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Says, hey, Jerry, I'm starting CIS AS next month with the option to continue into a BS. Do you think it's worth to continue in cyber, BS, something new? Should I just go for certs after? All right, so here's what I would say about this. There's a lot of dependencies, double barrel fold, right? Simply because, like, are you funding this yourself? Are you able to carve out the 4 years that it takes to get a bachelor's? Or even if you like speed run it with WGU, it's still like a couple years. Personally, I think that getting a bachelor's degree is worthwhile. You don't have to get a bachelor's degree to work in cybersecurity. Okay, so first of all, certs are okay, but I wouldn't hyper prioritize certs. There's only a few certs that are going to like unlock job postings. Practical experience is the most valuable thing you can get. And if you can get labs and networking within that cybersecurity bachelor's program or even the associate's program, that's more value than the classroom stuff. But with a bachelor's degree, not only are you going to unlock certain jobs that require a bachelor's degree, right? So like, just really quick, like I say, oh, hey, you should go work in professional services in the US government sector because there's tons of opportunities that way. A lot of times, you know, Booz Allen, Deloitte, Accenture, they will require you to have a bachelor's degree. So even though it's, you know, quote unquote, fair, not fair, it's the reality of the market. So there's value to that. So those are my questions. If like, again, if you were my kid, I would say get the bachelor's degree. Another thing about a bachelor's degree, it never expires, right? So you get a bachelor's degree now, 10 years from now, you still have a bachelor's degree. It doesn't expire. You don't have to pay annual fees for it. Okay? But it's not required to get a job. It does help. Let's see. Angular says he loves the mods. I do love the mods too. Getting some love for the Explorers movie. Very nice. You know, another one, since we're doing deep cut movies here, I'll answer this question, then we'll do a deep cut movie again. And I'm going to need some... Oh, I just remembered the name of it. RandomX, is it worth leaving your complete job history on your resume, even if it's not tech related? Yeah. I mean, it depends. Like LinkedIn, sure. If it's your resume, like your paper resume, you know, you do want to keep it to like one page if you can. I don't really go back 10 years, further than 10 years. What I will say is I consider it a hack or whatever. On my resume, what I do is after 10 years, I just have a section that just says prior work experience, and then I just list a couple things in there. So it's like job with role and dates and responsibilities, job with role and dates and responsibilities. And then I just have I forget how I wrote it, but like later work experience. And it's just like a bundle up of like whatever I did 10 plus years ago that is relevant, right? So it's like a hack to be able to get some more in there, but not filling up all these different things. All right, here's another deep cut for everybody. Let me know in chat if you know this one. This one, I was young, okay? And I watched it a bunch of times. It kind of scared me. I didn't fully understand it, but my brother, who's 5 years older, watched it. 1981 film Time Bandits. Welcome to the Wayback Machine. You remember this one? This one was kind of intense. I think there was a kid involved. There was like time travel involved, and they were like hunting someone. I don't fully remember it, but again, I guess I just had like British vibes, or British media was killing it in the 80s. But yeah, Time Bandits, another deep cut. All right. Continuing to look for questions in chat. I'm here to help people. Flight of the Navigator is a good one. You know, I watched Flight of the Navigator not too long ago. I gotta tell you, all right, I got a bit of a hot take here. 1986 movie, Flight of the Navigator. Good movie as a kid. I tried showing this to my kids about 5 years ago. My son, like, say 6 and 9 years old at the time. It terrified them, okay? Also, I don't know if I just don't like this kid, but, like, when I watched this movie, this kid, like, low-key bothered me the way Caillou bothers me, okay? Like, he was just... I don't know. I didn't like him. As a protagonist. He kind of bothered me, which I know is not fair, but I just can't, like, I was like, no. But it's a Disney movie. All right, more, Nikos X says, good morning. I want to transition to GRC analyst from a business analyst. I'm working through your GRC course right now. What should I do next to get a GRC analyst role? What I would say, Nikos X, get familiar with NIST cybersecurity framework. That's certainly valuable. If you can, start consuming threat intelligence, right? So you're up on what's going. That way you can crush it in a job interview. If also, again, personal branding is super valuable. Some people like to argue with me on this one. Personal branding is super valuable. So what I would do is start doing GRC work and creating content around it, right? Create a blog and then, once a week post some GRC content, like here's awareness training, or here is a risk analysis of a threat, or here's 5 controls that can help protect from multi-factor can help protect from ransomware. Or even that story today about the credential stuffing in the Australian pension fund. Like, here's this story, and here's how you can not be a victim of it, right? All of that, and then cross-post it on LinkedIn. Start establishing yourself as a GRC person, kind of like doing the job that you want already. And there you go. I hope that helps. It's not easy, okay? It's work, but NIST CSF is also wicked valuable. Also, hey, really quickly, Nikos X, if you want some more information, I've worked in the InfoSec for 20 plus years. I love GRC, hence the GRC Mafia thing. I want to let everybody know that if you go to Simply Cyber YouTube channel where you're watching this live right now on the 15th, so a week from tomorrow, I'm literally doing a 1-hour webinar that you don't have to register for on how to audit with CIS 18 control family, which is kind of an easy family. I chose an easy family to make it easy so you're not getting bogged down in the nuances of CSF. And I'm going to show you soup to nuts how to audit, pre-audit planning, logistics and coordination, day of execution, post-audit reporting. It's going to be it's going to be a lot of information jammed into an hour. So come get some of that. All right, here we go. Continuing to continuing to get in here. Not in here, but answer questions. A lot of great questions today. No, I'm not too young for Double Dragon, Funky Monk. Double Dragon was in the mix. I did play a lot of Double Dragon. Charlie says, I have the GRC space. Oh, in the GRC space, pertaining to EDR and vuln management tools with AI, how much of an effect do these tools with AI have towards GRC jobs being viable and getting hired? Yeah, no, I don't think AI is replacing GRC people, okay? If that's what you're saying. I think AI is being integrated into a lot of tools. So being aware of how to use them. I actually submitted a talk to Black Hat. Ooh, be still my heart. I have a career goal of speaking at Black Hat. I submitted a talk to Black Hat on how to use AI to basically be more informed as a like basically to be a better CISO. The name of the talk is CISO plus. We'll see if it gets accepted. Area 51 arcade, was that the shooter? Was that like one of the early shooters? Like with the, do you guys remember Operation Wolf? Oh my God. Holy crap. I just entered the Wayback Machine. Guys, if you want to see a game that like pioneered a genre, Operation Wolf. Yes. Look at this game. Dude, the 80s were crazy. You like got set up with like a submachine gun, and it'd be like, do, 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 do. You were like rescuing POWs out of Vietnam or Cambodia. It was sick. There was like kickback on the gun. Like, can you imagine today? Like basically training kids on using a Uzi? Like this would not fly. This is not. It wasn't even like kind of an Uzi. It was an Uzi. Operation Wolf. All right. All right. Oh yeah, Tony Hawk was good, and I had that in college. I had Singular. All right, we got 9:26. We're getting close. Let me go ahead and pull up Simply Defensive. Where are we? 3 minutes until we're go live here with Simply Defensive. Oh, The Last Starfighter. You know, that was one that my brother really liked. I never got into it, but I think it's because I started hating my brother. And anything he liked, I didn't want to like. Last Starfighter was good, though. This is the one where, like, basically the kid... The premise of this movie was super cool. Super 80s. Basically, you know, some Space Force needed help, so they made a video game, kind of like Ender's Game, frankly. And the arcade machine, like, this guy was, like, super good at the arcade machine, which basically meant he could pilot this thing. Dude... you know what? On second thought, it was a cool movie concept. Thank you for that, Last Starfighter. All right, here we go. Continue. I'm now speedrunning questions here. Yeah, CGI for Last Starfighter. All right. Oh, hey, Adele Nut here says, are there any free GRC projects? Yep. So check this out. I got a video for that GRC portfolio. Simply Cyber. So Adele Nadir, right here. You see this right here? GRC portfolio. Here's 3 different. How do I get this link? Computer. Here it is. Adele Nadir. Here's a video with 3 projects you can do to get GRC portfolio. Basically, you can do GRC work and then post about it. Stager says, I work in support at a small IT. I see GRC as my way up. What training or courses should I focus on to supplement? Sorry, I'm newish here. First of all, don't sweat, dude. Definitely don't sweat being new. Like, step 1 is take the first step, right? What I would say is training or certs. So Security Plus is a generic one, but you're going to see it as a lot of required, you know, basically. So that's definitely a cert to give consideration to. As far as training goes, I'm trying to think. Like, my course isn't free, so I don't want to tell you that one. You know, I like literally created my course because there was no really good options for GRC work. What I would say is Stager, obviously Simply Cyber has a ton of YouTube video content on GRC related work. Study GRC is a separate YouTube channel and community, but there's a lot of overlap between Simply Cyber and Study GRC. That's a great resource. KC7, is it KC7 or K7? I think it's KC7. Another great platform. Yeah, kc7.cyber.com. right here. Those are free. You can get some of that. Just stay with us, Stager. Please stay with us. Come into the daily cyber threat briefing. Definitely a good one. Oh, Daryl was a good one. I remember thinking Daryl was like so cool. So cool. Actually, so Daryl's good. I'm going to leave you guys with this one, and then I'm going to leave, we're going to raid. Cloak and Dagger. Dude, this movie, I must have watched this movie 1,000 times. I thought it was so cool. I wanted to find so much hidden stuff in video games. Cloak and Dagger. Oh, do you guys remember that? This one's classic. There was like secret plans on like a fighter jet hidden in an Atari game, and you had to like go to a secret level, and spies were hunting this guy. It was so cool. All right, guys, it's 9. Let's go. We're going to go Simply Cyber. Thank you all so very much. Simply Defensive 3, Episode 1 is off and running. Let's go raid. Hey,